The jump scare heard around the world.
It should have been one movie. Okay.
Unpopular opinion? I don't know. I think it's pretty popular.
One. And then the second point is B.
Boardroom of the fat cat bigwigs had to sit around and go, excellent. Here's you.
Maybe they had a rough year. Welcome to the Besties in the Books podcast, guys. I'm Liz.
And I'm Ashley. I was holding my headphones and I was like, ooh, feels like a song. Welcome, you guys, to part 7, believe it or not. And sadly, our final episode covering Wicked for now.
Crazy.
For good.
Yeah,
we'll
maybe not
unless
for
there's
good.
more.
Maybe.
Yeah. Glinda is coming out, as you guys probably heard in the announcement. So, we'll see. You guys let us know if you want us to cover that book. But for now, in this bonus series, this will be our official final episode, kind of. for now.
People are like, no, really, what's happening?
What?
Like, now we're just confused. We don't understand.
Yeah. Just subscribe so you know, okay?
Mm-hmm. It's
so
fine.
You know what's going
just
on.
Feel it.
Just feel the vibes. Feel the vibes. But anyways, we're answering the age-old question in this series. Are books political? Is fantasy inherently political? Or are we just making too big of a fuss about things that don't exist? Well, hey, I think you know by now that they are political and it's not just us. Okay?
Okay.
For those of you who have stuck around. Oh, wait, what?
I said accept it. I yelled at the people.
Accept it. I yelled it quietly. Accept it. Yes. So if you guys have been sticking around this whole series, thank you so much. We are so excited for this wrap-up episode where we will be ranking, discussing, talking, loving, and longing for
Giving
this whole
and receiving as we do this time of year.
If you are new, though, and you're like, what the heck is going on? Well, what's up? We have been deep diving into the entire Wicked universe. So we got all of the books. We didn't go through Wizard of Oz necessarily, but we did have to go through a little bit of Wizard of Oz to get here. With our first kickoff episode, Are Books Political? So we gave you some of the history and the groundwork behind Frank L. Baum's creation of Wizard of Oz, because it was very important. Liz, great job on that research. So if you missed that episode and you want to start at the beginning, well, there you go. You could go start there. And then we went in through Wicked and Son of a Witch, Lion Among Men, Out of Oz, finishing off with Elfie. And we made official decision, is Elfie worth the read? Do you need to read it? So check out all those videos. We'll have them linked down in a playlist in the description box if you want to listen to those. P.S. you guys, you might be wondering, hey, what does Ashley and Liz, what do they have up their sleeve for the next bonus series? Don't worry, we'll tell you.
I just have to interject really quick, okay? I just have to, because I keep laughing over here. I don't know if you guys are watching me. It's like, Ashley, sometimes just the way, it's like, I feel like you're telling a story. Like, you're telling us, like, where we've been, where we are, and where we're getting ready to go.
In so many words with such few things said.
Yeah, exactly. But there is like this comic cadence to it that just makes me laugh. This is the reason why we've been best friends for so many years, because I'm like, I write the episode map. Technically, I know where this is going, but Ashley still keeps me on the hook. Like, I don't really know where it's going.
Yeah, because I am not good at just reading a script and a teleprompter, because I am not media trained in newscasting, and I'm a flying on vibes lady. So if you ever wonder what the hell is going on with Ashley, is she short circuiting? The answer is yes, because I'm trying to stick to the script, but I also gotta just let it flow, baby.
Yeah.
And like Elsa says, let it go, let it flow. I don't think she says that part, but we're gonna go with it.
It's okay.
Yeah, it feels right.
I just wanted to say, if you guys see me laughing over here, these are all genuine in the moment laughs, because I just can't help it. So here we go.
Well, anyways, what I wanted to say was, yeah, you want to know what the next bonus series is going to be, guys? Well, we'll tell you at the end of this episode, so stay tuned. But just to give you a little teaser, it's going to be real good.
It's going to be really good? That's the teaser?
Yeah.
It's going to be
Any
real
guesses?
good.
Any guesses? No, you're going to have to wait. And if you can't wait, I always list the chapters of the podcast episodes down in the description box, so you can cheat if you want. But that is also rude, so hey, that's on you. But did you guys know? Have you been around long enough to know that we have done a lot of deep dives into a lot of popular fandoms? We did Harry Potter which I believe we started with. And then
I think so.
Twilight, which is such a fun time.
Such a
50
fun
Shades of Grey was earlier this year. That feels
And-
like a million years ago.
I know, that was a time. I don't know if I'd say good or bad, but just a time in general.
But you know what? We needed that because
Yeah.
we came off of the Hunger Games. Ooh, with the lineup of Sunrise on the Reaping. You guys, if you missed those episodes, rip your heart out. Those books. So finishing off the year with Wicked. It was such a time. So, hey, there you go.
Yeah. Stick around to the end to find out what we're covering in the beginning of 2026. We've got some fun things coming down the pipeline, kicking it off with something that's going to be getting a lot of hype. That's the only hint we'll give you right now. Lots of hype.
And that it's great.
And
Don't forget that.
Great. We didn't pick something crappy for you guys.
Yeah.
So
that would
you're
be
welcome.
mean. Yeah.
That would be mean.
A lot of you guys might have read them already.
Yeah.
Or you'll be like us and they are critically acclaimed. Give you some more teasers. Very popular literature that we have not read yet, which is very weird.
It really is literature too. It's not like we're just being funny and facetious.
No,
It's
yeah,
true.
I know. Probably, I wonder if people have a hard time for deciphering if we're being sarcastic or serious sometimes. I myself do.
I was going to say, I feel like my husband doesn't know like 90% of the time. So good luck to you all. For sure. Just know that we will only bring you things that like at least we think that you will enjoy and that we will enjoy for better or for worse. So we're going to never lead you astray intentionally.
Intentionally.
Okay,
Yes.
so what are we doing today? What are we doing in this moment? I've got Wicked behind me. We are going to be ranking the book series as a whole. We're going to be ranking the movies with the Broadway play. Which ones did we like better? We're going to do like the whole roundup of everything all at once to let you guys know like what forms of the Wicked universe we liked the best and least, favorite parts of the new movie since that just came out a few weeks ago. Hopefully lots of you guys have had enough time to go and see it by now. So we're really excited about this, just to talk about it with you guys. Maybe were there any fails in the new movie that we didn't like that we want to mention? Anything like that? We will give you guys our spoiler-free reviews at the beginning, and then, of course, we'll give you a warning to let you know that we're getting into spoilers for literally everything involved in the Wicked universe in general. Yes. Not big ones, but, I mean, they'll be in there.
They'll be discussed, yeah. Major revelations will be discussed, for sure.
Especially for the movies. Yeah, for sure.
Guard yourself, guard your hearts. If you don't want to be spoiled, make sure to listen for that warning. You can't miss it.
Make sure to get on your broom and fly away over the ocean. As you do.
Yes. As one does.
But before we get into all that, we just wanted to say thank you guys so much for being here.
Seriously. Thank you guys so much for being here. Sticking with us through the intro, through the entire series, maybe our every Tuesday episode. We love you all. It's just like, it's a wonderful time of the year. I hope you're having a good time. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe anywhere you like to listen to your favorite podcasts, including YouTube. We're hanging out over there. And we're pink and green to celebrate. Wicked.
And not only are we pink and green, but if you guys have seen Wicked for Good, you know that there are a million memes about the sex cardigan heard around the world. And so in honor of that, I have worn my best and baggiest sex cardigan from Free People that I love, but that fits the description. So
very nice. Beautiful.
I'm trying to embody the essence of the vibes, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, beautiful. Beautifully done. Beautifully done.
Okay.
That's what I love about when things take off. Listen, bear with me. Why do we do the things that we do? Who are we? Why were we put on this earth? Because we want to be the water cooler of the future.
Yeah.
We love fandoms. We love how we can watch all this collectively as a people, be watching Wicked for Good. And what do we pull from that? A sex cardigan. Like, it's so weird, and I love it.
Same.
I love that. I love the memes. That's how you know. You know what? You go to a movie, and it's good, but how do you know it's going to be good and enter the fandom and have that kind of effect? Is that people then take reels and memes, and it just grows legs all on its own.
Yeah,
and it's a beautiful thing.
A life of its own. Yeah,
yeah,
amazing.
And that's how you know. That's how you know. So, it just warms my heart, makes me all
what's
fuzzy.
that from? We're very we're jumping around today. It's from Enchanted.
What?
How do you know
My
he loves
speech
you?
just now? Oh, you've heard that before.
How do you know?
Oh, how do you know? Yeah, he loves you. How do you know? It's worthy of a fandom. Because you see a lot of memes and reels that make you laugh. Because everybody around the world likes to clap. I don't know. Not bad, not bad.
See?
Yeah, not bad.
Look at that.
Look at that.
We are bringing the entertainment to the people, and that's all we care about. That's all.
I hope the person that found us through the Lost Harmonica is listening, and
yeah,
we see you. Thank you. Thanks for listening. I'm glad it brings the people in.
Yep.
You know, the ones who stay, you guys know. You guys are the best. The ones who leave, they're lost.
Bye. You don't get to listen to this conversation and that song and dance. I'm sure you will regret it for the rest of your life. Okay.
For the rest of your life. Anyways, any hoozle. It's time to get serious.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Should we get into our one sentence star review of the book series as a whole? So we're talking the original Wicked years. Mm-hmm. So obviously Wicked, the book that started it all after The Wizard of Oz and all of that. Yep. But then also Son of a Witch, book 2, A Lion Among Men, book 3, Out of Oz, book 4, and then the prequel that came out much later, Elfie, technically book 0.5. Okay, so let's rank, or not rank that, but
you're skipping.
Don't rush me. Don't rush me. Let's review that whole book series. What star rating would you give it with a brief summary?
Okay. Yeah, this is a book series that I struggled with giving an overall star rating. Mm-hmm. So I waffle between 4 and 5. I've sat on it long enough that I think I'm just going to go with a 4 stars overall for the book series. And I'll tell you why. Because it's not that it wasn't good. It's not that it didn't talk about important themes, political themes, philosophical themes. Honestly, it's just that it kind of got repetitive in a way that didn't entertain me. So that might be petty, but hey, it is what it is. I also save my 5 stars for books that maybe are life-changing for me. And that could be a time and place situation. So at this point in my life, I didn't feel like it was life-changing. And I didn't close the book wishing I could just reread it right then and there. Mm-hmm. That's usually my 5 stars, you know? Throne Glass, for instance. I instantly missed everybody. I feel like this series, it had a hard time making me care about the characters and their plights. So there's a lot of, overall, the artistic representation and the themes, just those alone were 5 stars. But some of the other stuff for me needed to be a little different in order to be a 5 star. So I'm going to go with 4 stars. Final answer.
Okay. Thank you for your one sentence review.
Yeah, totally. I'm a grammar smith. What can I say? People are rolling their eyes right now.
Well, I would agree with you. I would have to agree with you. Yeah, I definitely would rate the book series a 4 star for sure. We broke down all of our reviews of all the books individually in previous episodes, and I rated, the first 2, Wicked and Son of a Witch, 5 stars, and then all the subsequent books were a 4 star for me. So I feel like kind of for the same reasons that you said, like it's not that the topics and the themes brought up weren't really important and fleshed out very well. Okay. Very well. The writing was excellent. I think that at the end of the day though, for me, the connections that I had with the characters were very weak. And I feel like that is what brings me back to a series or makes it life-changing. When you're just like so gripped by these people, these fictional people, that you finish the book and you miss them, or you immediately want to reread. You think about them and the quotes that they said in your head all the time because they had like some really deep meaning to you in your real life. And while I feel like these books were good, I don't necessarily know that it did that for me. Like, I can't even think of like one quote in particular that Elphaba said, for example, that's going to stick with me forever.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
In the books. We're talking books right now. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with a solid 4 stars. And then also, I do think that it's important to mention just for the people, the series as a whole, spice-wise, I would say is about a 1 spice or less. It's like 1 max. However, there are a lot of triggers, so just make sure to look into that before proceeding.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
Okay.
Well, Liz, you start off now. What is your review of the musical?
Well, my star review of the musical would definitely be a 5-star.
Yeah.
It was so good. It was so good. I loved it. I mean, this was the first, I was thinking about it. This was the first Wicked thing that I saw, watched, read, whatever. You know, because I saw the play originally when like the Wicked hype got really big. I don't know. 2010, 11, somewhere around there, you know? And so I saw the play and loved it. That's what actually prompted me to read the books the first time. A long time ago. And so, yeah, definitely. I mean, 5 stars for the play. I love a good musical, and I've always loved The Wizard of Oz and all the lore around that story. And as far as like, I mean, we're theater kids at heart. We've seen lots of musicals, we've seen lots of plays, and this is definitely in the top, like probably 3 I've ever seen in my life. So love it.
Yeah.
What about you?
Oh, 5 stars.
Yeah.
Loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, great. We really
if you
do
get a
need
chance
to get
to
a gavel.
see it. We really, we need like, oh, that's the next thing.
Yeah.
We do need a gavel.
Yeah.
Like both of us. Okay. Stay tuned. Maybe bonus series.
Hey, for sure.
Yeah.
If we disagree with something the other person says, we just gavel them off the stage.
Also. Yeah. Like, wait, I have something to say.
I object.
I object. Yeah.
But yeah, so 5 stars from both of us for the Broadway play for sure. Okay, so when reviewing the movies without spoilers, okay, so we've got Wicked Part 1 and Wicked for Good, which we'll talk about these titling problems later. So let's review them as like separate Part 1 and Part 2, okay? So I feel like, what was your spoiler-free star rating of Wicked Part 1?
5 stars. Infinity stars.
Infinity.
There.
Infinity
I said it.
Yeah, for real though. For real. Literally.
One of the best movie adaptations of a musical I've seen.
Yeah. Hands down.
Yeah.
I would agree with you. Yeah, without giving any spoilers away, like definitely. I mean, I think I saw it at the movies like at least 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, for like to actually go to the theater, because I was like so obsessed with it that I was like, I have to keep seeing it. Like I can't wait until this like comes out on streaming. Like I need it right now, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, the casting, amazing. The music, amazing. Like just everything, all the things.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 recommend for sure. Okay, so that being said, coming off of that a year later, what is your star rating, spoiler free, of Wicked for Good? So second part.
Okay, Wicked for Good right now is a 5-star, not infinity star, but I've only seen it once. Sometimes it needs to get its hooks in me before it becomes infinity.
I like how you're like defending your case for a 5-star. You're like, it's not infinity yet, but there's still time.
But I can't give it a 4-star. You know what I mean? Like, it's not 4-star. I'm just not
way.
obsessed with it yet as a part 2. Okay, but give your review, and then we need to talk about this titling because it's making me want to rage.
Yeah, same. 5 stars. Easily 5 stars. I will say I've only had the opportunity to see it twice so far. I did enjoy it more the second time. So did my husband. So I definitely think that, you know, I mean, when you watch the play, Act 1 and Act 2, okay, so it's separated exactly the same way for the movies, for anyone wondering. So Act 1 is movie 1, Act 2 is movie 2. Act 2 is substantially, in my opinion, like, there's just less, like, fun songs happening. It's less upbeat, and so I feel like it can seem like it's not as good, I feel like, as Part 1 if you don't come right off of watching Part 1.
Yes.
So I would really recommend, if you haven't done a rewatch, like literally that day or the day before, maybe do that, because I feel like that might up your star rating on it a little bit more, because I definitely have heard from some people that they didn't love it as much, and I think that might have to do with the fact that, you know, it's like I heard someone say, like, calling Wicked Part 1 and Part 2 is kind of the same as calling, like, you know, the old Titanic VHS, like, Part 1 and Part 2. It's not. It's like, it's one... It should have been one movie. Okay, we'll talk about this later. But right now, what do you want to say about the titling? Because it's a little crazy, and I agree with you.
Dear Hollywood, how fucking dare you? Number one, why would you name the first movie Part 1 and then call the second movie not Part 2, but For Good? Okay? Who can we talk to? Who can we fire? No, I'm just kidding. But like, why would you do that? Unpopular opinion? I don't know. I think it's pretty popular. Yeah. Why would you do that? Why would you just not name it Act 1 and Act 2? You have the blueprint right there. That's literally what it is.
It's like,
whose oversight happened?
No one's. That's what makes it worse.
I want to see heads on pikes here. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. But like,
we are going to melt you with water. Like, that's what's going to happen. We
Buckets
have to.
Thrown.
But no, it's like I was telling Ashley before. I was like, this is the same as when someone's like, first of all, let me just spell this out for you. 1. And then the second point is B.
Yes.
Those people, no. You automatically lose the
As a joke, sure. But this is Wicked. We are not joking here.
We're not joking. No. There's absolutely no
room here. The whole first 15 minutes of this podcast was a joke, but yeah. But we are not Hollywood. How many hands that titling had to go through? And that's what nobody, excuse me?
Wait. He's like, I have an idea. Instead of calling Part 2 or Act 2, let's title it something completely different. How about For Good? And everyone was like, yeah, that sounds great.
Like a boardroom of the fat cat bigwigs had to sit around and go, excellent. Here's you, Nathaniel. You win.
Here's the gavel. See, this is what we need, the gavel.
Ding. Yeah.
But for real, like, that happened though. It did. That's what happened.
It feels surreal. These are the things that makes me feel like we're in a simulation, like you said. Like, because this can't be real. This just has to be to piss people off. And maybe that's what it is. And you know what? I want that person's story then. Maybe the person responsible for titling Part 1 and For Good had some kind of vendetta that they needed to do. I want their story.
I thought you were going to say maybe they had a rough year.
I mean, hey, I get it. But why would you make it all worse for us? We've all had a bad year. Okay?
It was a weird choice. I don't know. Maybe someone, you know, defend yourself. If you feel like
come out of the woodwork.
If you liked this choice, explain to us why. I honestly am curious.
Let's put a poll up. Who liked it being called Part 1 and For Good? Who liked that? Because I guarantee you that's a 0% liked it poll result.
For sure.
Okay?
I mean,
didn't like
it's weird. It's bizarre.
I honestly feel like now's your time to state your unpopular opinion about the movies as well.
Okay, sure. Here I go.
It's no better time than now, Liz. The floor is yours. Wicked, unpopular opinion. Hit us with it.
It should have been one movie.
Yeah. Why?
I'm just going to leave it at that and not explain myself. No, I'm just kidding. That would not be our way. That would not be our way. Partially for the reason I just said. Okay, so for example, we'll just make an example. So in movie 1, you have Elphaba's song, I'm Not That Girl, right? We love it. It's great. She's singing it about Fiyero. It's beautiful. It's this whole moment. Okay, well, Glinda in movie 2 has the reprise of that song. Okay? That's very significant. This is only one example, okay? But I feel like a lot of people, including my husband, for example, completely miss that connection because of so much space and time in between the two movies. It's just, I'm not saying you shouldn't have sequels. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of, like, The Lord of the Rings, for example, right? But it's like, I feel like just because of the way these were done and the fact that if you're watching the play, which the movies are directly based on, these aren't based, guys, these, sorry to break it to you, they're not based on the books, really, okay?
Yeah.
It's based on the play, which are completely different from the books if you listen to our deep dives. And I feel like it almost kind of did it a disservice by not making it one 3.5 hour long movie. They could have cut out some stuff. I didn't think that the 2 new songs were necessary. That might be unpopular opinion, but that's how I feel.
Yeah.
And I feel like people would have been happier with Wicked for Good if we didn't lose all that momentum in between.
Yeah.
Because it's not meant to stand alone. It's meant to be part of the same production. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, I feel like you brought up a good point, though, when we were talking about this before, about how, like, it does make it a little bit more kid-friendly, because obviously the longer you make a movie, the harder it's going to be for younger audiences, which these are appropriate for most younger audiences to see, right? Like, so that could be tough.
But if it's a lot happens in a year, you know, my husband too was like, why do I care like about these people? Okay. Well, you know what I mean? So unless you're watching it right before or religiously, you're going to miss some of these things being major moments. Or you're like me and, hey, spoiler alert, ding, ding, ding. Okay. You figure out because, who plays the wizard? Jeff Goldblum. How dare I? Jeff Goldblum, you figure out after watching the first one, wait, his voice, that's him. And so it's not as effective. When you're watching the musical, everything's going. You don't have a lot of time to sit and think it over. So a lot of these major revelations of Fiyero being the Scarecrow and the Cowardly Lion, you have so much time to figure that out that it loses its steam as well, and the momentum, and that major, because it's like, well, duh, you know, because you already thought about the movie. We're not a bunch of robot zombies that are just like movie, blah, and then we leave the movies and forget about it.
Until the next year.
Especially when we're obsessed with it, like Wicked, like you're thinking it over. So me, who only watched the first Wicked movie, was my first Wicked experience. I hadn't seen the musical yet or anything. So I instantly was like trying to unravel and see the symbolism. Obviously, the Cowardly Lion is the lion she releases. I can recognize Jeff Goldblum's voice in a brown paper bag. Like, I know he's the dad. And then, well, if that's that, then okay, Fiyero's singing and dancing around, not having a brain. Who is that? Because we all know the Wizard of Oz. So it lost a lot of that. And I will say, now we're like almost a few weeks at least off of the release, and it's starting to not be talked about, where Wicked kept its legs for a long time.
Till this movie came out.
Yeah, and now For Good came out, and I felt like everybody was excited for the first week or two, and now it's like,
yeah, for sure.
That's
actually
sad. That makes me sad.
Kind of curious now, because I haven't actually looked this up, what the Rotten Tomatoes rating for each movie is at this point in time, now that it's been out for a while. Let's see, because now I'm just wanting to know, like, what the people are saying. Okay, it's worse than I thought. Hold on. I'm like, I just jump scared myself. Okay, so let's look up Wicked first. Wicked for Good is what came up, but that's not what I was meaning to look up. That's why I got scared. Okay, so Wicked right now stands at an 88% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I feel like is pretty decent. It's not stellar, but for a such popular movie that probably so many people are rating and reviewing, that's pretty decent, right? Guess what it dropped to for Wicked for Good?
72.
68.
Ooh, see?
Yeah. I feel like if it was one big, long, epic movie.
100%.
Yeah, it would have higher reviews and ratings. They probably would have made less money. But guys, I don't know. I feel like that's a weird thing, because Wicked Part 1 can't be what it is without Wicked Part 2.
Yeah.
But yet we're looking at them as two completely separate movies, because they have a very different tone, because they do have a different tone in the play, but they're meant to go together. Okay.
Well, yeah, because how many people, that's what I want to know. If you watched Wicked like me without any context, did you already figure out these big reveals by the time you saw 2? I guarantee most people did. So then you lose so much of that big reveal, those big reveal moments.
Totally.
You know? So
totally.
That's unfortunate. And yeah, right now the songs already in the musical, maybe this is an unpopular opinion, I also didn't love the songs in the second half as much as the first half. The first half is really where it shines. So there's a lot of components that you're not getting then in act 2 of the movie. That makes the rating go down, makes the obsession go down, make it lose steam. So therefore, but you know what? At the end of the day, these fat cats in Hollywood do not care. They want to pull as much money out of that udder as they can.
It's true. It's true. So I don't know. Maybe, listen, we'll just make it into one movie. How about that? That's what we should all do.
Yeah.
It's like the Lord of the Rings extended editions for all of you like me and Ashley who are obsessed. Like maybe just in the future when you decide to have a Wicked rewatch, do the movies back to back with an intermission in the middle and just know you're going to be in it for the long haul, but see it as one big thing and see if that, I feel like it's more true to the play that way.
Because, like, if you don't know, then you wouldn't know. You know what I mean? If you don't know that it's meant to be one giant musical, you would be like, okay, Yeah. So,
yeah.
It disappoints me. It does.
Well, and especially, like, I had a client come in and say that she was sitting next to a lady who was a stranger and kept on, like, grabbing her shoulder the whole movie and being like, that wasn't in the books. Yeah. That wasn't in the books. And I was like, oh my God. Like, that's the other thing.
You sweet summer child.
You sweet summer child. It's like, I think that's the other thing that a lot of people don't understand too. It's like, you could literally read the entire book series and not necessarily, like, have anything spoiled for you for the movies and the play because they're so different.
Yes.
Like, so don't also, like, if you read the books, go into it expecting it to be the same and vice versa. If you watch the movies and loved them, like, you go ahead, read the books, but they're not going to be the same either.
Just like our new catchphrase goes, same bones, different body.
Same bones, different body. Yes. So, indeed.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Well, let's get us down.
I'm glad we got that out.
We have to get off our soapbox now. Let us put it aside. Okay. Who agrees with us? Let us know. Okay.
So, all right, let's just kick this off. I mean, we're officially in spoiler section just in case you guys didn't catch on for the rest of the episode.
One last one.
What was the first one?
Flying monkeys.
Got it. Chistery, one of my biggest gripes with the entire franchise. Why is that his name? It bugs me to no end. I don't know why.
Petty reasons I don't like a book for 100.
Yeah. I'll take Chistery out. Okay, so book versus movies,
showdown.
We'll just say, versus play. So which is the best? Defend your case. So, and it only applies, just so that we're clear, this competition between the book, movie, and I'm using movies kind of together, and play is only for book 1. Okay, so that's all that the rest of the lore is based off of, is basically book 1. So
yes. Out
of those 3 categories, what wins for you?
I'm going to go with musical because it's all right there. And it's something about musicals, you guys. If you've never seen a live musical performance before, I'm so sorry. Please put that on your list of things to do. There's something about the energy and the feeling and the vibe of watching a musical. And, because, they broke up the 2 movies, it lost a lot of steam. So even though for me, Wicked, the first one, the movie, is what started it all for me, started my obsession. So it's hard to not give it that award.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. So,
yeah.
What's your answer?
This might be an unpopular opinion, but I'm giving it to the movies.
Oh, yeah.
I'm, like we just said, like, we are theater kids through and through. Like, we've seen lots of plays, lots of musicals. Normally, I would always choose that first. But for some reason, I just felt like the movies were just so well done and they're so accessible. I think when I was really thinking about that was another part of it that I think really just did it for me, is like, they're just more accessible to, most people can go see a movie or, like stream a movie or rent a movie or whatever and watch it. And I feel like it was so well done. that it does the play justice when you watch them back to back. Okay.
Yeah.
That, yeah, I have to choose the movies.
Yeah.
As my number one. I loved the play, but I have to choose the movies.
They took it and they did such a good, other than the naming of the two movies and even separating them into two movies, the cinematography, beautiful, the use of the pink and the green as we're doing today, love it. Like, it's just candy for the eyes, and so many things.
And the ears.
And the way Cynthia Erivo took those songs that Idina Menzel did and somehow, made it her own, brings her own voice to the chat. And it's so beautiful. And Galinda, we got a lot of heat of our criticism on Ariana Grande last year when we did like our emotional reaction to the first Wicked episode. And we still stand by that. We are not radio listeners. We do not listen to the top 100. So sue us that we didn't know every fun fact about Ariana Grande that needs to be known. So for us, just on paper, just some pop star is going to fill into this huge musical role. Good luck. Well, actually, yes.
Perfect.
She killed it as Galinda. So good. Yeah. Brought her own energy to it and made it her own role. And I love that both Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande can stand on their own, and so can Idina Menzel and I always forget how to say. Yeah, can stand on their own, and they're not like, it's not a competition. They're each their own style, but it's still true to the character at the same time. Those are all hard to do at once simultaneously. So I love that, and I saw it on Broadway or musical or whatever this year at the Pantages, and it was other people, and they did a great job too. So
yeah. For sure.
Great.
Yeah,
love it.
I just saw it a couple months ago, actually, at the Gershwin in New York, and that was amazing as well. So yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, like I said, we've seen all these different iterations of it, and it's all amazing, and that says a lot within itself.
Yeah.
So yes. And I love all the PR that, Cynthia Erivo, Ariana Grande, Idina Menzel, and Kristen Chenoweth have been doing together. Mm-hmm. Like, what a treasure and a treat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. For everyone.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. And then the cameo in the movie. Like, I'm sorry, but I just can't beat it. Ooh. It was so good and well done. When I saw that, like, the feeling that I got, that's why I think it gets bumped up too for me in the movie version, because like the feeling that I got, I did really, like, I saw it opening weekend, but then I also did make sure that I was avoiding like all spoilers, because I didn't want anything to be ruined for myself, even though I knew it was going to happen, but like I didn't want any like teasers at all. Yeah. And so when they came out, it was like that, and did that cameo, it was like that feeling that you get, you know what I mean? It's just like pure joy. It's like, that's how it feels to like be a kid and like go to Disney and see a show the first time. It's like that level, you know? And so I love that. I live for that stuff.
Yeah.
The magic.
Yeah. Love it.
Okay, so let's rank the universe.
Okay.
That being said, let's do it.
Let's start with the least favorite and work our way to the top. All right?
Okay. I'm ready.
Okay, I'm going to start with Out of Oz, which is the final book in the Wicked series, not counting the prequel. So it's the ending, as it were. So here's the thing. For me, with Out of Oz, we knew we weren't going to get like this perfect happily ever after because of the interviews that we saw with Gregory Maguire, just flat out, and the way he wanted the story to be very realistic. But what a bummer, you know? Also, too wordy. Lots could have been trimmed out. It was a long book of nothing. So that's why it's the bottom for me.
Yeah. Same. Could have been an email.
Yep.
And not that at that point in time we had come to expect like a tidy, well, we definitely didn't expect a happily ever after. Okay. For one thing, we didn't expect a tidy wrap up or anything like that. So I feel like our expectations were actually set really appropriately, and it still let us down. It was too long. It dragged on. It did get repetitive. And then the ending was kind of like, we had talked about this previously. It's kind of hopeless. It was like a hopeless ending. That's kind of how it made us both feel, I think. Like, and so we were kind of like, oof, all right, I guess we're ready to be done and move on. Yeah. So Out of Oz definitely gets my last spot as well.
Yeah.
Okay. What's next for you?
The next one for me is going to be Elfie. Not that I didn't enjoy it. It was a cute prequel. I feel like it's more the answer for younger audiences to be able to read a book in the Wicked series, so that's fine. But it was just like, I didn't learn anything new that was like groundbreaking for me. We see some tie-ins and it's cute, but that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, my next one is A Lion Among Men. So, same thing. I didn't hate it by any stretch of the imagination, but I also just didn't necessarily find it, I don't know, particularly life-changing or interesting. And it was also a bit repetitive for me as well. So, and it did seem to drag on.
Yeah.
So that is why it gets a lower spot for me.
Yeah.
What about your next one?
My next one is Son of a Witch, book 2. Only because I hate Lear. I mean, the book itself is good, and the writing style is really cool, and the time hopping. But, yeah, Lear drives me nuts. Yeah.
For anyone who maybe is thinking about reading the books and doesn't know who Lear is, he is Elphaba's son.
Yeah.
So
son of
for
a
being, witch. But for being like the son of Elphaba, he leaves much to be desired.
Yeah.
Yep. My next one is Elfie. So kind of for same reasons as you. Like, I found it to be, like somewhat entertaining. The fact that Cynthia Erivo narrates the audible version did help.
Yes.
Otherwise, I think that I would have had a harder time with it, although it is short, too.
Yeah.
It's nice because I have actually suggested it to a few people who whose kids are wanting to read Wicked, and it's obviously not appropriate for them. Elfie is kind of the answer to that, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Easy to digest, told from Elfie's perspective as she's growing up. We got a few cool full circle moments or like Easter eggs, but not enough for it to really like get a high rating for me. So like on my ranking list. So that's why it's on the lower side.
Yeah. All right. My next one is A Lion Among Men, because I actually did enjoy those characters, specifically Yackle, because I was actually having emotional reactions for the first time in any of these books. Well, except Wicked, but like it was funny and I thought it was hilarious. And I actually did like Burr and his character, even though he did some crappy things,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was, I feel like, a much more likable character in the books as opposed to the movies.
Oh,
the movies
yeah.
kind of made him terrible.
Sniveling,
I was
like too. Yeah, I did not like what they did there in For Good with him. It was like a little too much. I was like icked out for him. Like, ooh.
Yeah, he was more like not so literally cowardly in the books.
Yes. Correct. Yeah.
It's more about his life choices.
He was more, and a lot of these characters were in the books more realistic, which I did appreciate, but it also made them harder to like.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Yeah.
My next one is Wicked, the book 1. So I liked it. However, it was not my favorite book in the series. So yeah, I mean, it was still a 5-star read for me. Obviously we're not here to deep dive that right now, but yeah, very impactful, very important politically. And obviously it created the space for all of these other things to happen. So
yeah,
Wicked definitely gets a higher rating from me. So what's next on your list?
And this may change when I watch it repeatedly. But right now, Wicked for Good is at the number 4 spot for me.
Okay.
So that's part 2, act 2. Yeah, I love it, but that's where it is. That's where it lives right now.
Room for growth.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. My 4th is Son of a Witch. So Son of a Witch was actually my favorite book in the Wicked universe. Yeah. And there's 2 simultaneous timelines going on. I'm a sucker for that kind of storytelling where they actually do converge and make sense at the end. It's very like satisfying for my brain.
Yeah.
And so for that reason, I gave Son of a Witch my number 4 spot and most liked in the books. Okay. So we're top 3. So what is your number 3?
Wicked the book. Wicked the book. I really had to take my brain out of the knowledge that I had of the musical and the movie being the third part I consumed being Wicked the book, and think of them as separate entities except the inspiration. So you can see where the inspiration came, and I really, really like how people that wanted to do the musical saw his work of the Wicked book and said, how can we make this more easily digestible to the everyday consumer, the everyday audience? And that's what they did. And I think they did a beautiful job. There are a lot of things that are different, but I also enjoy the book as a political critique and a philosophical exploration.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. My number 3 is the play, the Broadway musical.
Wow. Yeah.
Loved it, but we're all now just ranking 5 stars, right?
Yeah,
That's what's going on. We're just ranking the 5 stars. So the play, for the reasons I've already mentioned. And then what's your number 2?
Wicked Part 1, the movie. Yep. So good. It's the one that started it all for me.
Yep. And then my number 2 is movie 2.
Yep.
Yep, for the aforementioned reasons as well.
Yep.
And then your number 1 spot goes to
Wicked the musical, because it's all right there for you.
Yeah.
There you go. What's your number 1?
Wicked the movie, Part 1.
Ah, yep. There we go. Very nice.
There
Very nice.
we go.
You guys let us know in the comments, what is your top Wicked fandom situation and your bottom? Let us know if it's the same, different, whatever. There's somebody out there is probably like, I love Out of Oz. It's the best. Good for you.
Good. That's great.
I'm not saying it facetiously. It does sound mean, but I'm not. Good for you. That's great.
It's like literally, you know, great. Like if there's something for everyone, you know, it wasn't necessarily for us. We thought it was kind of a bummer, but like, hey, maybe that is the conclusion that you needed for your brain to be happy, and we're happy for you.
Yeah. You know, when I sat back after watching Wicked for Good, you know, saw my daughters enjoy and watch it, finished reading the book series, there's a time and place for both writing styles. Yep. That bleak, morbid, depressing style of Oz and the Wicked universe as a book series. Sure. But I just love what the movies and the musical can do for people as a whole in a time such as these, such as 2025 and the last few years in general. We need that hope that Wicked can create as far as the movies and music go. I don't want to be more depressed about the world. And it's things like that keep people going. You know what I mean? Even though at the end of the day, you might not be able to change so much, you know, and there's not going to be an Elphaba to come in and sweep in and save the day. But it's so important that we have that hope and we do the little things to change for good. And so I love it. And that is what I would choose to consume over the Wicked book style.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that, you know, I thought about the first time I read this where I was like fresh out of college, and, you know, a lot of the subject material and content was very new and exciting to me to read, very political. It gets you fired up. You know, when I'm looking at it through 21-year-old eyes, especially when reading fantasy, right? Because I think at that point, it's like you're kind of starting to realize like, oh, maybe a lot of the fantasy books that I've read in the past were also political, but this is so obviously political that kind of gets you thinking, right? I think the difference is reading a book series like that when you're 37 and have a lot more perspective and understand that reading and books are inherently political as it is. By the time you get to the ending, that's just very like, you know, we're kind of doomed to continuously repeat a lot of our same mistakes. We won't have a savior like Elphaba to, you know, literally fly in and fix things. Like, that can be a little bit more depressing, I think. And we lots of times are wanting to read fantasy to get those political themes, but simultaneously get hope from it and, you know, feel those deep emotions and want to do a reread and get attached to the characters. So it was a little unbalanced, I think, at the end of the day. Yeah.
And we can learn from both situations. So definitely a time and place. There's a space for both styles. But I'm glad they took it where they did for the general public. Yeah.
For sure. And just for us, like, I mean, that's the thing. I will rewatch both Wicked movies a billion times. They're going to go into my, they're going to go right up there with, Lord of the Rings, Titanic, Mean Girls, the epic stories.
Yeah.
But it's like it's going to end up in that. It's already in that rotation, right? Whereas like the books are not going into my ACOTAR, Throne of Glass. Like they're not going into the reread rotation. Like, it's just is what it is. But that's not to say that maybe someday down the line, 20 years from now, I might pick up Wicked book 1 and read it again. You know what I mean? Like, just to see.
Because what Wicked does, the books do is they can help you, in a way, pull yourself out of the political drama. That it's like, well, don't let it stress you out too much because it's just a change of hands, but it's attached to the same body. It's the same bird, different wings, or whatever. What's the say?
I mean, same bones, different body.
Same bones, different body. It goes for a lot of things.
Full circle.
Yeah. That it's like he wants there is an inspiring message within the book series as well. If you want to take it that way as too. So there you go. Yeah,
for sure.
Yep.
So I mean, I feel like we've already talked about our least favorite and most favorite books and movies at this point. So do we just want to jump into our favorite movie moments?
Let's do that. Yeah.
So,
I want to say one more thing about what has to do with movie moments tying in with the book. I did appreciate in Wicked for Good how I felt like, and maybe it's because I had just read the series, so I was watching out for these things more. I felt like there was a few more tie-ins for the book. The sex cardigan, not that specifically, but her and Fiera, that's all over Wicked. No, I'm just kidding. But that moment, or that time frame for Elphaba and Fiyero that is in Wicked, the book, to be tied in more with that. The animals, and that's not really a part of the musical in part 2. The animals leaving under the yellow brick road. So we get that conversation going on with Elphaba and trying to convince them that we don't see with Elphaba necessarily, but we see with Lear and other characters in the Wicked book series. So I did appreciate those moments that we can see now.
Yeah, I mean, even with, Nessa Rose making it to where Munchkins couldn't travel across the border. I mean, a huge part of the Wicked books is not just discrimination against animals, capital A, but discrimination against a lot of different types of people. And I think, I'm pretty sure that's like essentially entirely omitted from the musical version. And so to see that in the movie part 2... with Bach was really useful, I think. So I appreciated that too.
Yeah, definitely.
So what were some of your favorite other movie moments? Do you have any things you wanted to shout out?
I loved the dancing through life scene with Fiyero, and we do get that connection too with, he doesn't have a brain. But I just love the memes and the reels that come from it. It's like people trying to study in the library and this freaking guy's feet are just dancing across all the papers. Like,
I love it.
It's so funny. Let's bounce back and forth. So what about you?
I mean, Jonathan Bailey is just a treasure.
Just anytime he's on screen. Favorite movie moments.
Yeah, exactly. Like, isn't that the truth though? Like, let's be honest. Everyone's like, oh, okay, so you have this like 40-year-old dude who just like shows up at Shiz University. And I'm like, yes, is he kind of the Van Wilder of Shiz? Like he is, but we're okay with it. So it's fine.
Yeah.
I put a lot of my favorite movie moments were from the second movie because I feel like the first movie, A, we have a whole episode about it, but then B, I feel like pretty much every moment is like an excellent moment in movie 1. I mean, every musical number, Loathing, Popular, obviously Defying Gravity, like they're all done perfectly. Literally no notes. Yeah. So it's almost like I don't even feel like I need to talk about loving it because everything was great. In movie 2, I will say that one of my favorite things, and to go back to the connections with the books, was how they portrayed Kiyomoko and the castle. Oh my God.
They did such a good job, especially reading the books now. They did such a good job.
Like, I was actually wondering that because I was like, you know, how are they going to have her go to Fiero's castle without building Fiero's backstory like they did in the books, you know? And I love that just ends up being her like hideout lair, and just seeing that shot of Kiyamo Ko like on, you know, the cliffs or whatever was so cool. And then having her sing, you know, No Good Deed, that to me, like, I'm getting chills right now. It was like one of my favorite scenes because it's like a classic case of, I thought my brain imagined it cool when I was reading the book, and they did a better job.
Yes, love that.
Than my imagination. Like, how great is that? I love it when that happens.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So good. Okay, I liked the tie-in of Dr. Dilliman coming back in For Good when she releases the animals, because, guys, in the book, it's bad. He ain't coming back, and sad. So it was like, he lives in some part of the universe, you know, some part of the series. Yeah.
Yeah. I did love that scene too, where, you know, I appreciated that they made Elphaba's character, you know, she's hearing them out. She's like, you know, Glinda and the wizard are like, join us, we can be more powerful together. And she's like, you know, that actually might be true politically, because obviously I'm so hated at this point that, like, I need some help from someone like Glinda, who's essentially like, you know, the best PR person in the world. Yeah. And, so she's hearing them out, and then she sees that he has all of the, you know, Chistery, our favorite character, you know, shows her that he has all of these animals, you know, in cages, essentially in this hidden room, and she doesn't try to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I loved that. Yeah. I love that that scene where she just looks at him and just goes, run. I was like, I love that so much. Yes. Like, this is... like, he's getting what he deserves. Like, and so I did love that. In the same, I guess, like, tone, I also loved Glinda, you know, sending Madame Morrible to prison or whatever. Like, and reciting. See, that's a tie-in with movie one. Reciting that line back to her that she told her when she first came to Shiz. I was like, see, that's a full circle. We love it. We love to see it. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely really loved those. I also do have to shout out the Because You're Mine moment, because I loved that scene. It was so magical, and I do love Fiero and Elphaba's love story. And, you know, we can make jokes all day long about the sex cardigan, which is so funny, and we love it. But, like, I mean, I just felt like that scene was really, really well done. And especially when they're, like, floating, like, she's got her magic, you know, and they're floating, and then they have their kiss and their moment. It was just really, I loved it. It was great. Do you have any other ones?
You know, obviously, Galinda's character is flawed and makes a lot of mistakes, and that is prevalent in all of the fandom. So I did think it was hilarious, the scene with her and Elphaba after she basically said, hey, yeah, go throw a house on her sister. They said entrap her sister, Glinda. She didn't want her to die. But, you know, and she's like, and did the throwback to the original Wicked Witch
so
laugh.
Good.
Yeah. That whole scene was so funny. And you could just feel all their emotions of, like, you know, just grappling with everything, like trying to figure everything out together, and like, but they're fighting, and it's funny, it's entertaining, but then it's also tragic. Her sister just got smushed by a house, but her sister's also the worst. So you yourself as a audience are just like, oh, you know. So yeah, the whole scene. I mean, and any of their scenes together you felt so much emotion.
Yeah, for sure. Like, real connection, for sure. And I feel like, you know, that was the moment where Glinda was willing to recognize that Fiero was never really in love with her. He was in love with Elphaba the whole time. And that was really, and she was willing to concede in order to keep them safe. And that was, it just shows that, you know, Glinda is a good, kind-hearted person at her core, but she is very, very, like, conflicted. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. I did like that part too. I think it showed a lot more like character development for her. Yeah. Is what it did. Yeah. Okay. So what about any parts of the movies you didn't like? Most hated, for instance.
Okay. Hilarious, but took me out was the The Shining moment with Jack busting down the wooden door. That was the Tin Man. That was Bach, you know, coming after Nessa Rose, it was hilarious, but it wasn't meant to be. So that's why, to me, you know, it goes on this list of hated because it was weird, but it was so funny.
Yeah. I feel like I heard that from a few people, honestly. Yeah.
Like, it's going to go down in like a funny thing. I also just hated the hole in his face. The Tin Man. It was just very distracting for me. So his giant whole nose.
It didn't bother me. I feel like that was like really intense. Like the chopping down of the door moment was like super intense and kind of weird. But like I felt like his makeup actually looked really cool.
Yes.
So that didn't bother me.
Yes.
Compared to the jump scare. Literally. Okay, guys.
The jump scare heard around the world.
Well, I was going to say. All right. How many jump scares have we had in 2025? Think about that. Okay. But for some reason, Fiyero looking down in that hole will be one of the worst jump scares. It'll go down in history as one of the worst jump scares of 2025.
Yeah.
How is that possible? Literally.
Because it's like we knew it was coming. Like we knew he was getting tripped, but like why? Why? I unfortunately had that moment spoiled for me, so I didn't get an honest reaction. But
I did. I did, and it was really awkward because, you know, we're at the theater. We went to, like, the nice theater, you know, so everyone's dead silent, like, just enraptured. A lot of people, right, if you haven't seen the play, you don't know that Elphaba is alive. Like, this is, like, a huge moment. And then me and my sister just laugh. I mean, we have very pitchy laughs, okay? Like, we're not like demure, like little laughs, like, and then she would laugh and I would laugh, and then it turns into the like whole church giggles thing, and I was like, I can't help it, it's so funny. Yeah. So I feel like, you know, I've seen a lot of pictures of his makeup, and it was really well done and looked really cool, although I will say I did not like his straw hair. That took it too far. I didn't like that. That's just a me problem, though, I guess. I don't know. And it looked amazing, just like the Tin Man's did. And so I think it was like a bad angle. The lighting was weird. Like, it made it look like it was CGI'd, and it wasn't.
Well, it might, that key frame could have been a post-production CGI moment. Like something was messed up and they didn't want to reshoot, which is such a bad decision because it's such a pivotal moment.
And it was corny.
Yeah, even though we see his transformation, some people didn't, my husband didn't put it together, you know? He's like, wait, what? That's Fiyero? And because it didn't even look like Fiyero when he looked like a CGI Ryan Reynolds. So, weird.
Yeah. Weird.
That's when you go back to reproduce that scene because it's necessary. It's so pivotal.
It's so pivotal. And I'm sorry, but our sweet, dear baby angel, Jonathan Bailey, would definitely have come back to fix that.
Come on. Yeah.
Yep. Do you have any other moments you didn't like that you wanted to shout out?
I'm so sorry. I loved her acting, but I did not like Madame Morrible's singing. Yeah. It was disjointed. But I did love her PR rounds that she did. Did you see how many clips that she has? Madame Morrible, Wicked Witch of the West. Like everywhere. You guys, if you haven't seen it, look it up. I love it. It's so funny. It's like they're like, somebody told her, made this connection for her, or she did, and she's just sticking with it. And everywhere. It's so funny. So I'll let her slide, but I just didn't love her singing. So it kind of took me out too.
I agree. I mean, it was the same with Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum is not a singer. We all could see that through and through. But I think the difference was that in his major, musical number, Wonderful.
Yeah.
They brought in Ariana Grande to carry that song. Yeah. And that was really smart. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like perhaps they should have figured out some easy workarounds with her moments as well. Because I agree. It definitely pulled me out too.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of Jeff Goldblum, love him. I think we can all agree on that. He's the best. It was so hard to hate him as the wizard. So I honestly didn't love him being cast as the wizard. It was just hard for me because he's so funny and chill, and it's like this guy wouldn't be the wizard. Yeah, he wouldn't make these bad decisions. It's Jeffy. It's old Goldie Bloom, So that was hard.
See, I liked him. I felt like he played the
only
part
casting issue. Yeah, I mean, it was for some reason the way they wrote part 2 with him just didn't. It wasn't as effective for me as a villain. So,
Well, I think that's kind of the point, though, right? Is that, like, yes, he's the villain, but, like, is
he's
he
also
the
just
villain?
a man. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true. But, you know, hey, whatever. Vibes, a review only.
So, were you happy with, we'll just say, because we've already talked about the book's ending and conclusion. So let's talk about the movie / musical's ending and conclusion. Are you happy with how it ended? And do you have any unanswered questions about it?
Happy with how it ended. You get that unknown hope, fill in the blank, and no further questions, Your Honor. What about you?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it ties it up much more nicely than the books did. So in the way that I wasn't super pleased with the ending of the books, I definitely feel like, you know, yeah, it's exactly right? We get the hope that Glinda is going to take Oz into a new, better way of being. We even see that in the last scene, you know, where she's changing a lot of the laws having to do with animals and, you know, people, discriminating against them. So she's changing things for good. So we get that hope. And then we get the hope that, you know, Elphaba and Fiyero, who presumably, you know, we don't know if Elphaba is immortal necessarily, but she's got a lot of powers. Fiero's immortal. So we get this idea that it's like, okay, you know, yeah, they're wandering off into the desert, but like, maybe they do get a happily ever after, and that's their love story, you know? So I did like the ending of the play and the movies a lot better than the ending of the books. And it was a lot more hopeful. The tone was lighter. It was, I like that when something ends where it's potential for happily ever after. The ending is light, but it is tinged with like a hint of sadness at the same time.
Yeah.
Because of that ended relationship, you know, obviously that Glinda and Elphaba had. And like the unknown as well. And so I do like that. It was well-rounded.
Oddly enough, the endings for both the Wicked movie musical and Out of Oz are similar in that they fly off into the distance, as it were, and it's a little unknown. But that's interesting that it can have such a different effect, because once you've read all the books and Out of Oz is where it finishes, you have the sense of dread. No, of just like bleakness and what was the point of all this? Why did I have to read about all these things? The Grimoire was kind of a joke, like, you know, where the book, everything is very purposeful. So it's interesting. When you think about it.
Well, yeah, I think like another major thing too, though, is that like in the musical and the movies, yeah, Elphaba does wander off into the desert, right? But she does have Fiyero. So we do get the happily ever after on the love story. And this all transpires over the course of, let's say, 20 years. Okay. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe, if that, right? But the books, we're looking at, you know, by the time we get to the last book, Out of Oz, we're dealing with Elphaba's granddaughter.
Yeah, so we've 3 generations.
Yeah, 3 generations of war, 3 generations of genocide, and just overall terribleness. And so when we watch, you know, Elphaba's granddaughter ride off into the distance, we kind of get the sense that nothing's really resolved. And like, is it going to be another generation of these terrible things happening? And so that's the difference, I think, too.
And they don't really know
like
if it'll be better. And she's honestly even says, like, I'll either find another land or I'll die. So great. Cool.
Great.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely more happy with the ending.
Yes.
The more lighthearted ending.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, do you understand the hype and the fandom now that we're both a part of it?
Oh, I'd say so. That's pretty clear. Yeah.
Pretty clear. Yeah. I agree. Do you have any fun facts about the movie you want to share with us?
Yes. Okay. Who caught it? Okay, at the end of For Good, the movie ends with a flashback of Elphaba and Glinda as they are hanging out in a field together with their friends during their time at Shiz. Glinda at one point leans in and whispers something to Elphaba. This is a moment that the duo is recreating the iconic movie poster.
I loved it.
It's that thing where you're watching a movie and they say the title of the movie in the movie. It's like, I love that. It's that little nod. It's that little homage. Ooh, chills. Love it.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying, like, I feel like I love that feeling at the end of a book, movie, whatever, right? Where it's like you feel the happily, it's It's the happy with the sad, right?
Yes.
Because it's like you get that
bittersweet.
moment. It's bittersweet. Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like that was a perfect ending.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
No notes. I
Yep.
agree. All right. Well, do you feel good about this coverage of the Wicked universe, or do you have anything else you want to share before we announce what our next bonus series is going to be?
I feel good.
I feel good too. What just happened? What just came out of my mouth?
I feel good. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I knew that I would. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I feel good.
Guys,
Yep.
what's going on?
Yep.
Okay. I do, though. I do feel good about it. I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to close the door, move on.
Yeah,
Something
honestly.
new. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are going to be kicking off our next bonus series in February of 2026 with none other than coverage of Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte.
Ooh.
So exciting.
Yeah.
Okay. So Ashley and I haven't read this. We are going to be covering some classics. We're starting off with this one because, as you guys know, if you're in the book community, the romance community, whatever, what is coming out but Wuthering Heights starring Margo, Robbie, and Jacob Elordi for Valentine's Day of 2026. We can't wait.
So excited.
We can't wait. Yes. So exciting. So we're going to be kicking off the series with our coverage of we're going to be doing the movie. We're going to be covering the book. And that's kind of going to be the theme in this covering the classic series. So we're going to move on to Pride and Prejudice, obviously by Jane Austen, where we'll also be covering both movie adaptations as well. Just so we could do the showdown on those because we know that
Yep.
you guys like to fight over which one is better. Okay?
We'll be the judge of that.
Yeah. Obviously, our
The
opinion
final say
must
and
work.
word. Yeah.
And then we will be wrapping it up with Little Women by Louisa May Alcott and the coverage of the two movie, in my opinion, equally good movie adaptations of that as well. So very much looking forward to it. Yeah, I'm like, did I miss anything? Or I think that's pretty much it.
That's good. Yeah.
I'm so excited.
So
this will be mine and
excited.
Ashley's first time reading Wuthering Heights and Pride and Prejudice. I know that's crazy. This will be Ashley's first time reading Little Women, but I have read it before. It's just been a long time. So I'm really excited to revisit it
Yes.
and talk about why these books are so dang important and influential to the genre in general.
Yeah. Totally.
Yes.
Totally. So you guys,
Okay.
make sure you're following and you're liking and you're subscribing anywhere to like listen to favorite podcasts, including YouTube. That way you don't miss out on those episodes. But before then, we still have our normal Tuesday episodes that are going to be going out. This coming Tuesday is Am I the A-Hole Christmas? Just to kind of give ourselves a brain break and a good old laugh during this Christmas week. Big announcement, not big announcement, just an announcement. We are going to be taking podcasting off for 2 weeks during Christmas, like after Christmas, that episode through New Year's. And we'll be coming back for our wrap up for 2025. And then diving into some more series too that we'll be announcing on our Instagram. So make sure you're also following us there on Instagram and TikTok at Besties in the Books Podcast. We thank you all so much for joining us through all these series throughout this year. And we're so excited to bring you these next series in 2026. Holy smokes!
Yeah,
Wow.
I know. Can't even believe it.
Oh my goodness. Can't
even
believe
believe
it. Well, thank you for hanging out with us, guys.
Yep. And we will see you next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. Bye.
Bye.